Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to The Unbroken Presence from Swami Anubhavananda. So I'm not sure what he means by the unbroken presence, because I've never heard that phrase before in any of the Swamis and Gurus that I've watched. But let's go ahead and give this video a shot.
Akhandaika Swayam. Colors and forms come and go. Vision is Akhandaika Rasam. So when a blue color is seen, eyes don't become blue. When a red color is seen, eyes don't become red. Akhandaika Rasa. Similarly, so many waking have come and gone, dreams have come and gone, sleeps have come and gone, your samadhi has come and gone. I am the same. Further, so many bodies have come and gone. I have neither come nor gone. Neither I have the experience of birth, nor the experience of growth, nor the experience of death, nor the experience of absence. Will the space go anywhere? All coming and going is happening in the space. Space doesn't go anywhere. In the same manner, I neither leave this body nor I have entered in this body. The body is in me, I am not in the body. Therefore, if I am not driving the car, how can somebody apply the driving rules on me? Cannot. Therefore, those who have this knowledge, and the second option, those who are sincere devotees of the Lord, on them all your karma, law of karma is not applicable. See, he who doesn't drive the car at all, although he knows driving, but never drives the car, for him the traffic rules are not applied. And he who is always a passenger, like I am always a passenger, so the traffic rules are not applied on me. In the same manner, he who is established in absolute truth, on him your Shani, Mangal, Budh, Guru can do nothing. Or else the second option, a devotee, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. Everything is happening in his will. Therefore, he is not there.
So I do agree with what he said so far, but I still want to preface that, yes, going with this example. Let's see how to phrase this. I was thinking like whenever he's talking about I'm the passenger in the car, and he's not the driver. I was thinking like could we say maybe that your true self is the passenger in the car and your ego is the driver. Because the rules apply to your ego, but not to your true self, which is the passenger. But yet, of course, the world itself still exists and the rules still apply. So wherever the car and the ego goes, your true self goes with it. I mean, it doesn't, how do I say, um, unless you're able to remove yourself, like, I guess once you're enlightened, then you're able to remove yourself, but you still, the body and everything still suffer the consequences. Like Sri Ramakrishna, where still has, I mean, even though he was an enlightened being, his body still, it's a normal human body. It had throat cancer, and I believe they said that he died on that. So your body, your ego still suffer the consequences. You want to still do your absolute best, not to just, um, think that you're disconnected from your body necessarily, but there are still consequences in the world. But this is, I guess, what he's trying to say here is more along the lines of, which I think still works. The ego is the driver, which is something that we all confuse ourselves to be, and then you as the passenger, because all you can do as a passenger is observe the driver. Generally speaking, of course, you can reach over and grab it, but most of the time you're watching, you're observing the driver. So that way, any consequences that happens to your ego. or the body or the car, you know.
This Akhandaika Rasa, this unbroken presence, is our essential nature. But what is happening to Kartikeya? He was trying to understand it objectively. This is one of the biggest problem for all the educated, intelligent people. Not intelligent, intellectuals. Intellectuals are intelligently miserable.
Mm.
Intelligent people are never miserable. See? And therefore, when we are thus able to recognize this, then we have no beginning, no modification, no end, and no absence. That is what is the Akhandaika Rasa. Now there is one more word. Akhanda we have explained you exhaustively. Akhandaika. Akhanda Eka. Second thing is Eka. One. What is the unbroken one? Unbroken one is only infinite. All our mathematical rules and calculations fail in infinite. Infinite plus minus anything continues to be infinite. Ekam eva advitiyam. There is no possibility of the impurity of otherness. So akhanda, eka, and then rasam, third word. Rasa is where there is no seed. See? Now, why it is called as amras? Because in that there is no seed, causeless existence. Akhanda, eka, rasa. Now work on it on yourself. Akhanda, we have no experience of broken existence. Eka, we have not become many, although so many conditions are superimposed on us. Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, but we are one. Akhanda, Eka, Rasa. There is no cause for our being. If you want to discover this truth, I'll tell you a simple mantra. Drop two words from your vocabulary. One word is why, second word is how. What is our life? Where we are whiling the life by howling at the life. Why? Because the sky is too high. Don't get lost in the unwanted inquiry.
Towards the end there, I don't. I mean, I agree and with what he says towards the end slightly. The wandering inquirer can be a good thing. I mean, it's fun to discover things, but I think he's saying along the lines of suffering because of it, and that's always seems to be the case, which is what which is I'm sure is throughout all Advaita Vedanta is the fact that it's the suffering is the main issue. Is that if you're doing something and you're suffering for it, it's you're not doing it right. So if you have identities, there's nothing necessarily wrong with identities, but if you're suffering because of it, then you're not doing it right. If you're causing suffering because of these things, then you're not doing it right. So, again, for example, yes, we know we have nationalities, but a nationality could be a great way to enjoy life, enjoy people's. Like, if you talk to someone of a different nationality, you could be curious as to like what's their life like, what's their culture like. You know, it's a great way to know people and share, be happy with that. But there are people out there who judge people and who are against certain nationalities, which is suffering. You're suffering because of someone's nationality. At that point, you just want to look at them as a human being and you look at yourself and them as a human being, then you're just very similar. So it's all a matter of whether you suffer or you cause suffering because of ideas and identities. For me, but yeah, yeah. Anyway, so so again, I guess why and how, what not what and when and all these other phrases too. I'm not sure. I wish I could ask him. It's like why just those two in particular? Why and how? What? How we were made and what made us? When we were made? You know. Hmm. But inquiry, in my opinion, again, it depends. Like if you're suffering because of it, then yes, you're doing it wrong. But to me, discovering things is very joyful, and and again, I think he means this in a way that what a lot of people tends to do is when they ask these kinds of questions, is they tend to suffer because of it, which I completely understand. But I wouldn't doubt that if he were to ask these questions, he would not be suffering from these questions either, because it's quite clear in a few of his videos that he understands that the disconnect between the doer and I guess the true self. That you can do things like ask why and have a disconnect between the person asking and the true self. And this is what I'm saying. It's the fact that um, the doer may suffer, but but he understands that the true self himself is not suffering. So for me, I'd rather personally be the doer, not to suffer either. That'd be great. And I've been mostly successful with that. Obviously, I don't think anyone's going to be perfect in that. In terms of that, um, again, enlightened beings aside, just people, I don't think people will ever be perfect in that. That's the reason why, if you truly want to be completely ending of suffering, following some of these philosophies will definitely help you in that. But for me, I don't know if I do or do not. But I am following this path, and if I do, then I do. If I don't, then I don't. I'm not going to suffer in a choice to determine whether I do or do not. I'm not going to sit here and suffer and saying, oh, I should, and all of a sudden realizing I'm not getting there and suffer because of it. I will follow this path that I choose and enjoy it, regardless of where it takes me. And that's my philosophy. It's the fact that I maybe my true self doesn't suffer, but the ego and the body does, and I make sure I take care of that. And have I been taking care of it? Decent, not perfect by any means, but I understand, at least I understand things in life that the you could say the ego itself doesn't suffer. So now I don't know if I'm confusing the ego and my true self here or not. I doubt it. I definitely don't think I'm enlightened, but maybe I do recognize maybe my true self. I don't know. Again, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that experience is like. I don't know if I have gotten rid of the ego to some degree and seeing my true self. Honestly, doubt that. Maybe it could be a mix of both. Like I'm mixing the ego and the true self all the time. I don't know which one I'm in. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible. Again, a lot of I don't knows here. It's just I'm living at it as I see it, reducing suffering as much as I can through like just understanding. But anyways, it's my reaction to Unbroken Presence. I realized what he meant whenever he said, um, when he started talking about like temporary things, like what is it? Like essentially titles and certain actions and things like that. It's like I realized what he means by the Unbroken Presence, which is Brahmanatman. So I understood that, but I still, of course, needed him to explain a little bit more. But I do understand that now. So, anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the sun down there below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.